Hello, if you're watching this video, you are in my ECED 4513 class. This is the content class that goes along with your Pre-2 Organization Implementation of Early Childhood Programs. My name is Dr. Eid, and I am so happy to have you in my class. This video is just to go over the syllabus and our Blackboard page, and just a little bit of explanation. You're going to hear a video from me every single week, and it's really just as if you were in my class. Just like today, I'm just going to explain my syllabus as if I was standing in front of you in the classroom, because there are just some things that I think need to be discussed rather than just read. And I'm a very visual, auditory person. I learn better when I see and hear people rather than just reading it. So let me share my screen. And the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to go over the syllabus. Okay, that's not exactly where I wanted to go, so hang on. Okay, there we go. Let's go back to the top of your syllabus. So as I already said, it's 4513, and these are my office hours down here. You know what? These are not going to suit everybody. And like it says there, I'm available for Zoom appointments at other times. If this doesn't fit your work schedule or whatever, please let me know and we'll just meet some other time. Not a problem. I want to be there. I want to help you to be successful in the course, but you have to let me know how I can help you. Okay, you're going to go ahead and read all this workload credit hour statement on your own, course prereqs. If you're in the class, you've met the prereqs, catalog description, all that, course purpose and goals, student learning outcomes, all good. You can read that on your own. Since this is a senior level class, my guess is you know just exactly how to upload assignments to Blackboard. If you just want to get a little review, you can read this section. This is how you upload to assignments in Blackboard. You're going to take a syllabus quiz. It'll be due by 11:59 this coming Sunday on the 15th of January. And that's just open syllabus, just looking and finding certain things. I like to make sure that everyone has a clear understanding of what this course is all about. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to introduce yourself. This is just today, we're going to introduce ourselves by our pets. Our pets are going to share something about us from their perspective. So this should be just a fun way to share a little bit about you. Make sure you include a picture. If you do not currently have a pet, that's totally okay. You can use a pet you had in the past at some point. If you've never had a pet, just introduce yourself from your perspective. No problem. It's all good. Again, that'll be uploaded by 11:59 on the 15th, which is a Sunday. If you're wondering why I ask for things to be uploaded by Sunday, it's because a lot of people work Monday through Friday and they work on school stuff on Saturday and Sunday. So my assignments in general will be due by 11:59 on Sunday. So you have all weekend to work. Okay, over the course of the semester, you're going to take some content quizzes. These really are just walks through the textbook. I'm going to pull out things that I think are important that I want you to notice. And that's what will be in the quiz. It's all open book. So this is what I want you to really look at when you go through. You're going to create a brochure. I'm not going to explain all this right now because as the semester goes on, every single week I will be explaining certain assignments in detail with examples. So nothing that we have to cover today. Only thing we're going to do today is just go over the syllabus. Here's an ethics analysis you're going to do with a really good dilemma. You will notice that everything in here has a grading rubric. I think it's only fair if I'm asking you to do work that you know how that work will be assessed. All you have to do is follow the rubric and it will help you to be very successful. Next, I do want to point out this form. It's called Involvement in Early Childhood Field Checklist. And this is divided into 3 different sections. This is something we ask all of our undergraduate early childhood students to do on both campuses. And the purpose of the entire checklist is to make sure that you're reaching out and to the community a little bit and really going beyond just doing your schoolwork. We want you to get a broader picture of the early childhood field. So the first thing is membership. We would like you to join an early childhood organization. They all have student rates. On the Broken Arrow campus, there is a really inexpensive one through the reading department, and I will be posting that shortly because the first meeting is already scheduled. So you'll see that coming up on our Blackboard page very soon. Another way to get points, you need 6 points in total. Another way to get points is through involvement, actually attending meetings for the organization. And you can do that on Zoom these days, so you don't have to actually come in. You can do a presentation, you can go to a conference, you can be an officer in an organization. And then the third category is advocacy. Advocacy is, I don't know what that correspondence and support of children is, to be honest with you. This form is from before I got here, but we actually create a brochure that upholds developmentally appropriate practice, and that will meet your 1 point for that area, because you have to have at least 1 point in A and 1 point in B and 1 point in C. And you'll automatically get your 1 point in C by doing the brochure. So you've got that taken care of. And as you go through the semester, I just ask that you think about all of the activities you've attended since you've been here at NSU in the program. Because my guess is you've gone to workshops, you've attended webinars, you've may have gone to a conference, you may have been presented at a conference. If you work in a child care facility, I bet you've been in dozens of workshops. That all counts, and we only need 6 points. So I'm not real picky on this. Just run off this form. Once you can print out your syllabus, just take this particular form, and all you have to do is write down all the things you did and make sure that it totals up to 6 points. Most people have way more than that because they've been to lots of workshops and webinars. Please ask me any questions you have about this at all. Next thing you're going to do, there's a family engagement plan. We'll cover this in great detail. Not today, but we will cover it in great detail. The purpose of this is for you to engage with children's parents in your pre-2 classroom. Lots of our assignments in this class go hand in hand with what you will be doing in the pre-2 classroom. In particular, writing your 3 lesson plans. As you know, going into pre-2, that you're required to teach 3 lessons in the 4-year-old classroom. That's great. You'll be writing those lessons in this class. I will actually be approving 2 of those lessons before you teach them. And then the 3rd one, you get to teach on your own, and I'll grade that one. Whoever you have, Dr. Legnan is one on our campus, will be receiving all 3 of your lessons. And you will upload the lessons that you write in this class to her. And here's the really tricky part. It's a different lesson plan from the lesson plan that's official for NSU. And it's okay. Our lesson plan in early childhood is more detailed than the one that they have you write. So use our lesson plan. You're going to receive that. You'll have everything you need, but please know you do not need to write separate lesson plans for your pre-2 instructor and separate ones for me. It's all one. You just write 3 lessons in this class and you upload them for your 40, I don't know, whatever, 40 something, 32 class, and it works for them as well. We will spend weeks on lesson planning. So not going to do any of that today. You'll also write your lesson plan reflections, for one for each lesson plan. And this is the same lesson plan reflection that's in your pre-2 book. I use theirs. They use my lesson plan for you, and I use their reflection for you. So we're sharing here. But this is what you will fill out for all 3 lessons. And we'll go over that in great detail, not today. This is the lesson plan grading rubric. You will also be writing an integrated thematic unit during the latter part of this semester, because so much of what we do at the very beginning is just focused on writing lesson plans. That's the big thing in this class, is learning how to write lesson plans, learning how to plan appropriate developmental curriculum for 4-year-olds. But we want to move beyond that because, you know, I know that the majority of you are not going to be teaching 4-year-olds all your lives. You're going to be out there doing maybe kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, or maybe you'll move up and teach a higher grade. So you need to know how to put together a proper integrated thematic unit. So we will work on that during the latter part of the semester. And that'll be for either a 1st grade or a 2nd or a 3rd grade. It's your choice. But we'll be done with 4s by that point. Okay. So instructional materials. You're going to use Breda Camp's Effective Practices in Early Childhood Education, 4th edition. This is the same book that you use for 4213 Cognitive Development. It's huge. And there's no way that it's worth buying just for one class. So I'm using it for both classes. There's also other readings that I've added in, and everything that you need that's not in that book will be on your Blackboard side. So there's a total of 530 points. That's a lot. There's a lot of work in this class. I'm sure you've heard this class is a lot of work, but I hope that there's a lot of learning that goes into this class as well. Attendance is important. I know you don't have to get up and come to class, but you do have to make yourself get up and read the Blackboard page every Monday morning, see what's going on, read the material that's posted, read your textbook, and complete your assignments. Mechanics, make sure you follow the directions for the assignments. I give I hope, clear instructions in the syllabus. I also post instructions on Blackboard, and I also give detailed instructions in weekly videos. There'll be a video every Monday, and it'll be just like I'm talking to you in class. I'll have examples, and I'll try to give all kinds of illustrations, and hopefully it'll be clear. And if it ever is not clear, please do not just complete it without asking. Send me an email, we'll set up a Zoom, and we'll talk about it, because there's nothing that's better than being face-to-face, even if it's on just Zoom, and talking about it. Make sure that you use accurate grammar, spelling, and punctuation. You're going to be a teacher. And trust me, when you send something home with your students and parents read it, if there are any grammar, punctuation, and spelling errors, they will first think, oh my gosh, this woman can't even spell. Trust me, that's exactly what they're going to say. Teachers are held to a very high standard, and it's going to start here. All written assignments are typed unless otherwise directed. 1-inch margins at the top, right, left, and bottom. 12 font, New Times Roman or Arial, and double spaced. Late work. Well, you know, I do take late work, but you're going to have a 50% deduction. Late work is accepted for 4 calendar days. Calendar days are, you know, any weekday. It can be Saturday and Sunday. So my assignments are always due on a Sunday. So if you turn in it on Monday, it'll be 50% off. If you turn it in on Tuesday, it'll be 50% off. If you turn it in on Wednesday, it'll be 50% off. If you turn it in on Thursday, it'll be 50% off. If you turn it in on Friday, you don't have to. I can't grade it after that. It's a 0. Assignment redos. Oh, extra credit. Let's cover extra credit first. There isn't any. It's unfair for me to offer one student extra credit when I do not offer it to the entire class. I cannot single out any particular student for special favors. That's unfair and unethical, and I'm not going to do that. We all have things happen to us over the course of the semester. And, it would be unfair to offer people, one person a favor that's not going to everybody. Assignment redos, same thing, really. I messed up so many assignments over the years of going through school. Trust me, it'd be embarrassing to share some of them. But, sometimes we just don't do well on an assignment. It's okay. There's no one assignment that's so huge that you can't live without a good grade on it. Just do well on the next ones. I'm always here to answer your questions before you turn in an assignment. So please don't ever say, well, I didn't know how to do it. That's not an excuse, because the instructions are in the syllabus, on Blackboard, and on the video in Blackboard. And I'm always here to help you if you have a question. Plagiarism, just do your own work, okay? No cut and paste from anyone else or the internet. Academic policies, if you need any help with anything, please go to some of these services. All you have to do is click on it and it'll take you to some really good services. Course concern or complaint. Since I wrote the syllabus and the assignments, please check with me if you have any questions about them, because someone else is liable to look at you and go, I've never heard of that. So yeah, if for some reason you just don't think you're going anywhere with me, that's fine too. You can contact the department chair, Dr. Tanya Garrett, or the associate dean, Dr. Lisa Bisagno, or you can contact our dean, Dr. Anton. But please try to start with me, because I think you're going to get some faster answers. Okay, grade appeal. If you don't believe you did not earn the grade in this class that you thought you had, and wish to appeal, then you need to file your appeal. And I'm just going to say you have to do that quickly. They have really short windows for grade appeals. Go to this particular website and it'll talk you through it. And there's an application that you have to go through. But you can't sit and think about it for a few weeks, because you'll be past the due date. Trust me. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. Okay, so here's the calendar. The calendar really tells you what this course is all about. We start out today with the course overview, which that's what we're doing. And but I want to show you, we look at the foundation, where we look at some of the theorists that really give us the underpinning for what we're teaching. And then that's just a brief review. Then we go right into developmentally appropriate practices, because everything we do has to be developmentally appropriate. So we do cover that in good detail. And then we spent weeks and weeks on lesson planning. And as you can see, we have taken apart the process of lesson planning into its individual little pieces. More lesson planning. And this is a link to a Google sheet for you to sign up. There are actually 2 sheets on there, so make sure you sign up on both. And this is for lesson plan 1 and lesson plan 2 approval. And it's going to be between 1 and 5 p.m. So that should really work. Generally, somewhere you'll fit in there. If for some reason you can't make it during those times, let me know and we'll meet at a different time. Lesson plans 1 and 2 must be approved before you can teach them. And this is a great time for us just to Zoom and talk about whatever it is you're working on and work on your lesson plans. We'll talk more about that during the process. We also really focus on being ethical teachers. And so there is a whole week that we work on our ethics. Then there's spring break. We talk about setting up an inclusive environment for our students. So that will be in March. And it's so important to build a community of learners. I always wish I could throw this one in at the very beginning, because community building is so important for teaching. You really can't teach a class until you've established good community. So we'll talk much more about that, but unfortunately I have to get into that lesson planning pretty quick. Then by April, we're talking about partnering with families. This is the week where you're going to make that brochure for the third part on that checklist. This is also the time when you're working on your thematic unit, and that's a lot of work. So I have literally given you April 10th off so you can work on that thematic unit all week. And then we'll be due the end of that week. And then we have some little depressing topic here at the end, but this is so important to talk about. And that's spotting child abuse and what to do with grade retention. So we're going to talk more about that. By the end of April, we're looking at professional practices. And then we have a final exam, open book, no stress. I believe in no stress kinds of testing. So that is the syllabus. If you have any questions about that syllabus, please send me an email and we'll set up a Zoom. Just stop sharing this and go to our Blackboard page. So you have obviously been to our Blackboard page and you have been seen week 1 announcements, because that's how you got to this video. Obviously you see the syllabus here. There's also the Start Here page. Start Here page is just sort of a general overview page. It has whatever is on the announcement page right here. Welcome message. It's got my times for my office hours, a little bit about netiquette and being nice online. You can read that on your own. I'm not going to read it to you. And how to get technology help if you need it. Okay. Now you're going to see some learning modules. All the learning module is just stuff that you're going to need to write your lesson plans. So we're not going to worry about that right now. This is all, paperwork and things that you need for the future. Okay. Then there are the assignments. You'll see there's a syllabus quiz. You just have to click on that and you can take your quiz. And on the quizzes, you can start them and save your stuff and come back to it. You don't have to finish it all in one session. And then you notice the assignments are all in here. Some of them have not been opened yet, and that's fine too. You won't see all of these. I know you'll see them on my screen. You won't see the ones that are hidden from students on yours. So my recommendation is do not work ahead, because unfortunately, if you work ahead, sometimes you miss the instructions for the assignment. And then when the instructions come in, you're like, oh my gosh, I did not do it just like that because I just didn't know. So I always say, wait until the stuff is due that week, unless it's one of those huge assignments like the integrated thematic unit, then we'll have the instructions weeks and weeks ahead of time. But don't get out over your skis. Sometimes that causes you to tumble. Okay, so then we have the first week. You're going to also not just do your syllabus quiz, you're going to do just turn in your introduction. You're going to have your pet introduce you. And you'll see I've already had my pet introduce me. And there she is. My pet is Daisy, and Daisy always has a lot to say. And she did my introduction. So this is kind of what I expect, is just a slide. And, you can just create a JPEG out of your slide and post it in Blackboard, and it's great. Then we can all see your smiling face and your pet. And if you don't have a pet, just your smiling face is just fine. Okay, so here we go. This week, all you have to do is your syllabus quiz and your pet introduction by 11:59 on Sunday, and you're good to go. There's no assignment in a textbook this week, because this week I just want you to get your textbook. Then next week we're going to start working in it. So if you have any questions at all about anything I talked about, please contact me and I'll be happy to set up a Zoom. And I'm always glad to talk to people and visit with you, since we don't get to do that face to face. Have a wonderful week. Bye.